Hello, this is Sujit Jagtap. Today we'll be looking on how to set up an Hadoop environment for an Linux based machine. As everyone knows that every major industry is implementing Apache Hadoop as the standard framework for processing and storing big data. Hadoop is designed to be deployed across a network of hundreds or even thousands of dedicated servers. So all these machines work together to deal with the massive volume and variety of incoming data sets. So deploying Hadoop services on a single node is a great way to get yourself introduced with Hadoop concepts and commands and so forth. So this video will serve you as an easy to follow guide that you can refer for installing Hadoop on an Linux operating system. So the commands followed here will introduce you to how to set up or check the OpenJDK installation and how to set up an en route user for this Hadoop environment. That also includes how to enable passwordless SSH for that created Hadoop user. So then we'll go for an installing procedure of Hadoop. Then we'll see how a pseudo distributed mode can be enabled for the deployed Hadoop installation. Then we'll see how to set up the name node and Hadoop cluster and all and so forth. Okay. So in order to make sure this thing works, I've already run the entire procedure and I will be guiding you to how to set up this environment by the commands that I've executed already. Okay. So I've been doing this on one of the top OS that's been used in cybersecurity and pentest frameworks, that's the Parrot OS. So if you are running this on a virtual machine that's been downloaded from the internet, you can simply check by typing in Hadoop to make sure that the Hadoop is already there installed or pre-installed or not. So if it's not found, it means that Hadoop is not pre-installed. So then we can go for the installation procedure. Okay. So then you have to go for an Java installation check. So most of the Linux machines are pre-installed with Java. So by typing this specific Java and JavaC version commands, we will know what are the OpenJDK versions that's been pre-installed in here. So here my Java compiler version is 11.0.11 and this will be utilized by the Hadoop framework. Okay. So this section clearly states of how to check the Java installation. This is done because the Hadoop framework is written in Java and its services require a compatible Java runtime environment, that's JRE, and Java development kit, that's JDK. So use the following command to update your system. If you are going to install or freshly install a new thing, you can go for obviously you can go for sudo apt update and then go for I'll just show you that. You can always do this. So once this command is done, you can simply do the installation procedure for Java, but this won't be necessary because mostly the Java will be installed. Okay. So you have a list of versions here. We'll go with OpenJDK 11. So this function tells you to install the complete package. So when you execute this, your Java framework will be ready and then you can execute. I'm not doing this right now. I'm not executing this command because I've already done this. So upon doing that, you can simply check the version installed using these commands. Okay. Then we'll go for an how to set up an non-root user for Hadoop environment. Okay. So before doing that, we should make sure that OpenSSH server and client are pre-installed. Most of the Linux nowadays have this pre-installed. You can simply check that, or you can run this specific command to make sure it's already done. Okay, so it's OpenSSH server and OpenSSH client. Okay, so if it's already done, you will get this here that it's already the newest version. So then we can go for creating a user for that's the non-root user for going no, upgrade non-root to create the non-root user here. So I am creating a username called as datadupe. So I will be using this command here, sudo add user space datadupe, and this will be created, and you can give a simple password for it if it's required, and this will be like a form here that will be prompted, so that if you need the entire information that you can give, but not necessary, actually simply give the name alone, and simply if simply press Y and hit enter for going for the next step. So after doing that, the new user needs to be enabled here. So we'll go for this command here, su space hyphen space datadupe, and the password will be prompted here, so that you can simply go in there. So most people get stuck up here. Reason is that so the password that you have to enter is the password created for this datadupe. That's the new user that you have created, and not for the existing user that you have used, that the password that you utilize for logging in here. Okay. So after doing that, you can simply see here that the new user has been logged in. So after doing that, you have to enable passwordless SSH for this new created Hadoop user. Okay, you can do that by executing this specific command, that's ssh hyphen keygen space hyphen t space rsa space hyphen capital P single quotes twice space hyphen f space tilde forward slash dot ssh forward slash id underscore rsa. So upon doing that, you will be generating the key. Then use the cat command to store the public key as authorized keys in the SSH directory. So for which you will have to execute this specific command. Then you have to set permissions for the user with chmod command. That's this. Okay. Then after doing this, the new user should now be able to SSH without needing to enter a password every time. So this can be verified by using the Hadoop user to simply contact the local host via SSH command. That's either this or this. So I get an error message saying that connection to localhost port number 22 is refused here. So in case if you get this mostly happens because we never included this new user to the root user list. Okay, so what you can do is like open a separate tab. Okay, and that includes your default username, and you can type this specific command to restart the SSH service. Okay, that's sudo space systemctl space restart space ssh dot service. So since your default user is under the root access list, you can restart the entire SSH service. After that's executed, you can type this, that's sudo space systemctl space restart space ssh dot socket. So after that, you will have to execute this specific command. So the final one will be this one. where you will have to copy the ID to the local host. So if in case if you get this specific error saying that there's no identity flow, that's not an issue. So after doing or restarting the service, you can proceed with the Hadoop getting downloaded. Okay. So I open a separate tab for that, and what I do is like I simply get into this new user, that's su space hyphen space Datadoop, and enter the password for it, and you can execute this specific command here to download the latest Hadoop, that will be zipped as the .tar.gz, and make sure you download the binary version of the installation and not the source. Okay. So once the download gets executed successfully, you will get this particular thing, that's the file is saved and the file size matches the one with the website. So after doing that, we'll have to make sure that the user created for this one is included to the environment variables, that's the bash that's present in your root mode. So but before doing that, we will get this kind of errors. Say for example, if I am trying to do this specific command here, trying to open the configuration file that's located at /etc, I'll be getting this kind of error, like that Datadoop is not in the sudoers file. Okay. So this won't be an issue because I'll be showing you how to do that. So but make sure, since you restarted the SSH service after all this procedure, if you type SSH space localhost from the new user, you should be able to see all this saying that states that SSH is running and so forth. So after doing that, so after your SSH is running and after your Hadoop installation is completed, you'll have to make a couple of configurations that we'll be seeing now. So once the SSH runs and Hadoop installer has been downloaded, the most predominant error that everyone will get is like the as the new user is under it's not under the sudoers list, the better option is to simply switch user to that new created user, so that you can simply follow the Hadoop configuration procedure. Okay, so I've already logged in here, so you simply have to do the following to configure Hadoop environment variables. So here we will be looking on how to set up a single node Hadoop deployment, that's sudo distributed mode. Hadoop only excels when deployed in a fully distributed mode or on a large cluster of network servers. So but however, if you are new to Hadoop and if you want to explore basic commands or test applications, you can configure Hadoop on a single node. That's what we are going to do right now. So this specific setup that we are experiencing right now or watching it are also called as sudo distributed mode, which allows each Hadoop daemon to run a single Java process. I will repeat. So this setup is also called as sudo distributed mode that allows each Hadoop daemon to run as a single Java process. Okay. So Hadoop environment is configured by editing a set of configuration files. That's the bash rc of the user. Then the Hadoop environment, that's a shell file. Then the core site file, that's an XML file. Then HDFS site file, that's an XML file too. Then again a MapReduce site file, that's an XML too. And finally you have an XML file for yarn site. Okay. So first we'll be looking on how to do that. So you can simply type so since this specific set of procedures, a few trainers or a few commands from the internet will say you to do it in the sudo mode, but here we are not we have not included the specific user that we have created for doing Hadoop jobs. We have not given root permissions for it, so we don't have to go for sudo. We can simply type the you can follow vi or vim, both are good. So vim space dot bash rc. So you will get a huge program that's loaded by default if you open a terminal window. So what you have to do is like simply type this program here that's starting from line number 133 to line number 142. Okay, so that you will simply say where the actual directory is located. So I'll show you that. So here we have the home directory, and we have this Hadoop 322 that's been downloaded from the internet. Okay, that's what we are saying it right here. Okay, so that path will be called as Hadoop home. So from there forth we will be saying where are the library files and where are the bin files located. So you will have to simply type in. So make sure you type I before you type all this command, so that you enter into the insert mode. Okay, so at the end of the file of the bash rc, you will have to start typing all these commands. Okay, I have typed hash Hadoop related options to make sure that the Hadoop configuration starts from line number 133. Okay, I have commented that line alone, and the actual configuration starts from line number 134 to line number 142. Okay, so once you have typed all these commands, simply press escape colon wq. Okay, since I have already saved this, I am going for q alone. Okay, but when you are doing it for the first time, you make sure you include w here. Okay, after you do that, simply press enter. Okay, so once this is done, you will have to go and edit your Hadoop environment shell file. Okay, so the command for doing that is like vi or vim, then Hadoop home / etc / Hadoop / Hadoop environment .sh, then press enter. So you will get this huge file that's located at the actual directory. So if you keep scrolling, you will find here. So this line number 54 is the one that you have to uncomment to tell the or instruct the Hadoop installer that my Java library is located here. Okay, /user /lib /jvm / so forth. But if you are unaware of where your Java is located, I'll tell you how to do that too. So what you have to do is you have to simply uncomment this line number 54, and export Java home will be already there. So you have to just press enter equals and the actual path of your Java library. Okay, so once you do that, you can do that again, like simply press escape colon wq and enter. You can just leave that. Okay, so yeah, if you are not sure of where your Java is actually installed, you can type which space Java C. Okay, so that will show you a location here, but this is just a link that redirects to the actual installation file. Okay, so to know the actual installation, we will have to again type a command that goes this way: read link space -f space, and you have to copy this specific thing, that's user bin javac. So here is the actual path of my Java installation. Okay, so what you have to do is you'll have to copy this till this AMD64. Okay, so that's what is here. You can have a look at this. Here, that's what is here already. Okay, this is how you can be knowing where your Java is installed and typing that location in line number 54 of the specific file. Okay, then go for escape :wq, enter. So this is done. Next we will be editing the core site file of the Hadoop that goes by the name, so Hadoop home again, then simply edit this last file name alone, that's core site dot xml. One second. So the tab isn't working here, which we mostly use it for autofill. Okay, yeah, if you enter this file, you'll be having a blank configuration. So the begin and end configuration parenthesis alone will be there. You will have to simply type this property here. Okay, but make sure you type the right home directory here. You will have to enter your username here. Okay, not the thing that you see on the screen. Say for example, if your name is Ram, so okay, Ram's Hadoop or something like that, you will have to enter that name here. Okay, not the one that you see on screen. So once you enter this properties, again escape :wq. So this is done too. You have configured the core site XML file. Then we'll have to edit the HDFS site file. So the file name of it is HDFS -site.xml. Hit enter. So you will get again a configuration parenthesis here. So it will be blank. You have to just type this right from line number 20 to line number 31 here. So you do again here you have to replace this Datadoop name with your username. That's the username that you created for running all this MapReduce jobs without any root permissions. Okay, so the first property has been created for the name node of the Hadoop framework. The second property has been created for the data node of the Hadoop framework. Okay, so after you type all these commands, again press escape :wq and exit the editor. And after you do this, we have the MapReduce file that has to be edited. So we just go for mapred -site.xml, enter. So again you have to type this specific property file here. Okay, so the MapReduce framework that this Apache Hadoop uses is Yarn. Okay, so you'll have to type the same what you see on screen in your editor too. So once you do this, again escape :wq. So on doing this, you will be adding the following configuration to make sure the default MapReduce framework utilize this yarn. Okay. So since we utilize this yarn framework, we'll have to edit the site file of yarn 2. Okay. So that will be going with this yarn-site dot xml. Make sure you enter the file name and don't press tab to autofill, because this specific thing will change and you won't enter into the editor mode. Okay. So yeah, so once you enter this, so again right from line number 16 to line number 37 should be entered in your editor. Okay, I'll scroll slowly so that it gets recorded and you can simply refer this and type into your editor. Okay, so we have a configuration for the shuffler here, then we have one for the shuffle handler, and then we give this resource manager simple IP. Then we give the node managers directory names, and that's it. It's the end of file. So right from line number 17 to line number 37 should be typed, okay, in your editor, and again escape :wq. Okay. So after doing this, all your configurations are done. Okay. So I've done this already. So upon doing all this, it's important to format the name node before starting any Hadoop service for the first time. Okay. So the Hadoop distributed file system should be formatted. So this is the command to do that: hdfs space name node space -format. Okay. So if you do that, you will see a huge process going on that simply formats your HDFS drive of the Hadoop framework. Okay, once it's done, it gets completed, and we'll simply shut down the name node if there's anything running. Okay. So after doing that, your entire configuration is done. Okay. So you'll have to simply navigate to your sbin folder of your Hadoop file that's been downloaded from the internet. Okay. So once you do that, you can do I'll show you that. So this is the folder that has all the shell scripts that has to be initiated for running a MapReduce program. Okay. So you can simply right click into this folder and initiate a terminal here. Okay, I've done that already. So after doing that, go for this command, that's ./start-dfs.sh. Okay. So this initiates the name node and data node of the Hadoop cluster. Okay. So you can see that here name nodes and data nodes have been started. So after doing that, so once the data node and name node are up and running, you can start the yarn resource and node managers. Okay. To do that, you will have to simply type ./start-yarn.sh. Okay. So that your resource manager and node managers are initiated. Okay. So to make sure all your process are up and running, you can simply type this specific command JPS. Okay. So the Java processes that are running, This simple command will allow you to check if all the daemons are active and running as Java processes. Okay. If everything is working and as intended, the resulting list of running Java processes contains all the HDFS and yarn daemons. You can see that here. Okay, the process number and the process that's getting executed. The JPS, the node manager, resource manager, data node, name node, secondary name node. So in order to make sure your MapReduce program runs fine or it doesn't throw any error based on basic installation setup, you should make sure that your node manager, your resource manager, your data node and your name node should be configured and running fine as a Java process. Okay, so this JPS command makes you sure that your all these 4 nodes and managers have been installed and configured correctly, so that it will execute your MapReduce without any error. Okay. So if everything has been installed as per the instructions given, you can access your Hadoop user interface from your browser. Okay. So in order to access your name node, the port number 9870 can be utilized. So localhost :9870 and hit enter. You can see your name node and its summary. Okay. You can also see your DFS storage types here, and then in order to access your data node, you can edit the localhost port number to 9864. Okay, so port number for name node is 9870 and port number for data node is 9864. Okay. And in order to have a look at your yarn resource manager, you can always go for port number 8088 and you can see your applications if there's any running. Okay, you can run a MapReduce program and refresh this page to make sure what are the jobs that's been executed at the moment. Okay, so on seeing this user interface, it will be made sure that you have successfully installed Hadoop on your Linux machine and deployed it in a pseudo distributed mode. Okay, a single node Hadoop deployment is an excellent starting point to explore basic HDFS commands and acquire the experience you need to design a fully distributed Hadoop cluster.